Hey everybody, we are live for our Women's History Month edition of Conversations from the Couch. I am so excited that y'all are joining us on a kind of a dreary Friday. I'm kind of upset because yesterday was beautiful. I wore flip-flops. I went and got my toes done, and I let the sun hit in between my feet, and then I woke up to this morning. So, but we're going to make it hot. We're going to make it live. This is going to be a wonderful show today. So we'll give y'all a couple minutes or a couple seconds to get logged in because I have a phenomenal guest with me today. My homie, my road dog,
right.
you know, we like partners in crime. We believe in good trouble.
Good.
Anytime you see us rolling up in a spot, they be like, watch out.
Something's about to go down.
Something's about to go
extra
down.
fabulous.
That's right. Up in
Yes.
here, up
Yes.
in here.
Yes.
So y'all let me know when we're ready to start, and we will kick off a wonderful conversation today about Women's History Month. We're ready? Awesome. Well, again, I am your host, Dr. Daria Willis, president at Howard Community College, and we are celebrating Women's History Month, and I can't believe it. Like, it's
Right?
the end of the month.
Already?
Almost. Right,
Yes.
like next week.
Yes,
We end the
yes.
month. I was shocked that we had finished February so fast. I'm kind of mad that we only got like 28 days.
Yeah.
We get 31 in March, but it only feels like 28 because time is just
2023
is flying.
crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before you know it, I'm going to be 40. I'm a little nervous about that. Not this year.
But you're looking fabulous.
So are you, ma'am.
Doing all
Thank
the
you.
things.
I
Thank
love
you.
that. I love that. Well, that's why I had her on the show. So joining us on the hot pink couch today is the president and CEO of the Howard County Library System. This is Miss Tonya Aiken. She has served in entry, middle, and executive leadership roles in K-12 and public libraries. She's spearheaded numerous capital projects resulting in new school and public libraries across the country, and she undertakes all her work within and for the people in our community. So when my staff said, who are we going to have for Women's History Month, I didn't come up with your name, actually. My staff said, how about Tonya Aikens, right? Okay, these folks in the room said she needs to be on that sofa. So welcome, Tonya, to the hot pink couch.
Thank you so much. It is a privilege to sit on the couch and to
velvety
talk to your peeps at the community college. I am honored by that because, you know, when I said that I do work with and for the community, that my name was lifted by your community, it's like extra special. So
That
I
means that
appreciate
you're doing
that.
some really
I
good
appreciate
work.
that.
So what we do here on the couch is we dive into honest conversations about topics affecting and impacting our community, our students, what's happening here in Howard County, what's happening in Maryland, and across the nation. So all the things, basically. So for those who are listening to us today and watching, be sure to drop a question in the comments. And when we get to that portion, we will definitely look to answer your questions. We also have some pre-submitted questions that we'll get to first to give you all time to marinate on what you want to say. And we'll get to that in the Q&A portion later on. So are you ready to get started?
I am.
All right,
Let's do it.
I'm like the new Oprah, just the
do
community
it.
college edition. Okay. All right. And
Are you giving away cards? Wait a minute. Are you giving away cards?
I'm not giving away cards.
But you are giving away swag.
I'm giving away swag.
Is it swag?
It's
All
Swag
right.
Friday. We are twinning
right.
today. So
love
thank
it.
you for joining us on Twinning for Swag Friday.
I
And
love
this is one of the new shirts that's in the bookstore.
Extra.
So remember when y'all
Gorgeous.
said we need, like the staff and faculty were like, we need better, swag. Here it is. Now go
love
buy
it.
it. All right.
go.
So here we go. So Tonya, what's your story?
Oh, my story is volumes, right? Like all of us. But what I would tell you in a nutshell is that I come from a beautiful family, beautiful in all the ways, meaning lots of support. I'm the oldest sibling
Out of how many?
out of 5.
Wow.
Right? With a twin sister that I am older than, even though it's only 6 minutes. Like I rock that all day long.
Did you move her
every
out of the
day.
way when you were going out and you were like, excuse
There might
me?
have been some of that. I don't know. But she lets me claim the oldest. Like, she's with it. So there's no tension there, which is beautiful.
Good.
Right? I think, I have, when you say, like, their children, their youth that are raised, and someone will say, they always had a penchant for this, right? Or they always lean toward that. I've just always had a heart for people. And
Yeah.
that's really my story. Like, that shows up in everything I've done. from a youth until now. So that's really the story, is finding ways to connect with people, to uplift people. I was a shy child, and nobody will ever believe that, but it's true.
I don't believe
Find
it.
somebody from my childhood, and they
Every
will tell
time
you
there's an
that.
event, there you go. Like
But
a
I
little
do
butterfly
love
all over the
people,
place.
right? But that's it, right? Like butterflies don't start out that way.
Ah,
Right?
look at you.
Woo! Like they don't start out that way.
Okay.
You grow into that.
That's
right?
true.
Spread those
The whole cocoon
wings,
thing, right?
Recognize all the colors
Okay.
you have.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I love that. I love that. And we met, like, when did we meet? It was a year ago?
I think it was probably about a year ago.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? I know when we met. It was at one of your branches. And wasn't it the Living History something?
It was.
Yes.
It was.
And weren't you on the piano?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
And they
that's
had
when
me,
it was.
yeah.
Yes.
And I was mad, honestly. I mean, I loved you and everything, but I was like,
We
why I
hadn't
had to go
connected yet.
last?
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Well, no, I was like, why I had to go last, because they had asked, all these profound questions, and then she gave this really profound answer, and I was like, well, I got to follow
I could have
that.
said that.
Yeah. I could have said that first.
You did
but
beautifully.
that's
you're
when
right.
we
It
met.
was that event.
It was.
Right.
And it's been
With Dr. Gray.
Yes, right.
Yes.
It's been a wonderful relationship thus far.
Absolutely.
So when we think about Women's History Month, where do you see yourself playing into that? Because I think about it, at least from my perspective, I've been the first African American president at this institution and at my last institution. And a lot of times we don't get into these jobs thinking that we are the first, right? But when it happens, and then there's this piece of, there's this weight that you carry with you, because you know what you have to do to make sure that you're not the last and the only.
Right.
Because at some point, we want to be here for as long as we can in our positions and roles, but we want to pave the way for others who look like us and other women to do the same thing. So
Absolutely.
when you think about your role and your place in society and Women's History Month, what goes through your mind as we talk about lifting up others?
Yes. Thank you for that. I think, so in my role with the library system, I'm actually not the first woman or the first African American woman, right? However, I do feel like women are under a different microscope, right?
Talk about that.
Than men usually are, right? I think, very Americanized microscope, right? I don't think it's always the woman who has the issue being in a leadership role, like society sometimes, right? Most times, right? Is uncomfortable, right? Because we haven't yet experienced, right? Women in those roles, right? To the degree that we need to, as in our own culture, right? So I think for me, it is always, making sure that I am lifting up, right? But also that I'm educating along the way.
At the same time,
yes, at the same time, because we've all heard it, right? Women leaders, they're emotional, right? They're, no, not any more than anybody
else, right?
It may look different, may, because not always.
Right.
And I would say that, walking in my fullness and being comfortable with that helps with all of that. Helps just leave it at the door, right? And there's a journey to being able to do that, to walk in that fullness and to be comfortable with doing that. But I think that is the key.
Interesting.
Right?
Yeah.
Not only to leadership, but particularly to leadership as a woman.
So can I interrogate that a little bit
Yes.
more? Because I'm glad you brought up leadership as a woman and just the differences with men. So let's take clothing, for example. A male executive can show up in the same white shirt and blue or black pants or whatever, slacks, and no one will say anything for an entire week. Now, unless you're Barack Obama and decide to wear a khaki suit. Remember he did that?
Yes.
And the whole world went
Yes.
crazy. I was like, it's a khaki suit. It's a really nice color. It's a suit.
yeah,
Who cares?
it's fine.
But remember when Michelle Obama,
Sleeveless.
sleeveless.
Oh, yeah.
She had the right to bear arms, right?
Yes.
And when she did the bangs, and people
whole thing.
lost it. So why is it even? And so when you said this American view, is that what you mean? Is that part
That is
of
what
it?
I mean. I mean, we have historically and traditionally typified women. We have said there is a manner in which a woman is supposed to show up, right? And depending on the circumstance, she needs to be tailored to that, right? And sometimes she doesn't need to be there at all, right? Which is its own conversation.
That's a whole
but
thing. Yep.
Absolutely. But when
Right.
she shows up, she should present this way.
This way,
right? And that is just not something, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we should continue to do. Like, I think again, walking in your fullness, like to say, like it's okay, like. Michelle Obama, if I had those arms, I'd be rocking them every day
All
too.
day.
Absolutely.
In 20-degree weather, I'd
Why
be walking
would
around.
I say I need to start with this mold
Right.
and fit myself into it?
Right.
Rather than my fullness, right, says I should present this way, right?
Yeah.
Like there's nothing wrong with the way my hair grows out of my head. There's nothing wrong with me showing my arms. There's nothing wrong with me showing my leg, whatever that is. And guess what? Even if your arms don't look like Michelle Obama's and you want to rock it, please rock it. Please rock it. Like I think we have to get past that. We were on that panel for the Women's Giving Circle,
Yep.
and we were just talking about normalizing feminine hygiene products. Like it's a natural thing that can be so taboo.
But it's interesting that you say that because in Florida, is it in Florida now where they're trying to say, one of the states, where they're trying to say that they don't want to teach kids about menstrual cycles before like 6th grade. And I'm thinking, but you're the same ones who don't want to talk about abortion and everything else. So don't we want to like make sure they don't get pregnant too soon? Or don't we want to talk about these natural, just bodily functions that make us human? So I'm glad you brought up that Women's Giving Circle because we're talking about those things, but yet in the background, there are still things that are happening that saying we can't talk about those things.
And what about
And
the
how does
young
that
people
impact
who
on women,
start
our
their
young
cycle
girls?
before 6th grade?
Before 6th grade, yeah.
Because that's the thing.
What
Like,
happens?
That is natural and it happens.
I bet every little girl
right.
remembers the moment that it happened,
Absolutely.
and maybe the accident that happened at school when
Absolutely.
it happened. So how do we address that as women
Absolutely.
leaders and still continue to uplift? You know, it's just
we
it's
work
an
to
interesting
normalize
thing.
it,
Yeah.
right? Which is what WGC is doing, right? By putting the bins everywhere, like normalize it.
Let me tell you
like,
what I did.
and lift it up and talk about it. Yes.
I've been walking around with my little
Yes.
pads. I used to stick them in my purse, but
Yes.
the other day I said, forget it. Let me pull them out my car, and I had them in my hand, and somebody looked at me, and I was like,
Because everybody knows what it is.
you know what it is.
You know what it is, right?
Right.
So if you had a Kleenex, would you have to do all of that?
Would you have to stuff it
'Cause
in your
you-
purse or in
no,
your pocket?
you wouldn't, right?
Thank you.
So, yes.
Interesting.
I'm all with
Interesting
it.
dynamic. I am for it. Fist bump on that one. Don't leave me hanging. Thank you. So let's shift a bit.
Yes.
So now we know you believe that women can wear whatever they want. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And to live in your fullness, I really love that. Like whatever makes you feel comfortable, do that. But tell us about all the fabulous things that you're doing in the Howard County system. Just give us a little bit, the Howard County Library System, because I got your magazine. What's the name of it?
Source
Thank you.
magazine.
And I flipped through it and I saw that y'all are giving like, are renting out or checking out video games. So I kid you not, I sent a screenshot to our library and said, now if they can do it,
Yes.
we've got a whole esports thing downstairs under the library. If the Howard County Library System can loan out video games, why can't we? So that's the tip of the iceberg. But tell us a little bit more about what y'all are doing.
Yes. So really, in a nutshell, and then I'll expand on that. In a nutshell, what we're doing is exactly what you said in that intro. Is that we are programming with and for community, right?
Love that.
So that we are really listening, we're learning about community, and we're using community feedback and what we have learned to inform how we proceed, rather than thinking up, with our own experiences or the way we like to engage, what we should be doing next, right? Letting them define
What they
due
want to
north,
see.
right?
Yes.
And then talking about all the ways that we can get there along with them, right?
Right.
And the games were a part of that, right?
Beautiful.
We know, like in this community, and it's a conversation now, right? We need more opportunities for our young people, more ways to engage them. And we were seeing that clearly. We have a very robust offering for children, a very robust offering for adults, and we're still building on the middle years, right? which is
Is
critical.
that why they don't have nowhere to go and they go to the mall?
That's part of it. It's part of it. And we really want to make sure that we are doing a much better job of that.
Right.
And I think it's going to take, for any big societal thing like that, it takes the fullness of community to respond, right?
Right.
And so not only in what we offer our customers, our teen customers, and our young people to be able to engage with, but in the way that they want to engage, in the spaces that look like,
Right.
they are welcoming to them and actually
Not all the
formatted for
programming
them.
that we put together, but what they want.
Exactly.
Yes.
What they want, what's going to resonate with them. And so really that's what we're doing across the spectrum of our curriculum, no matter who it's for, right? We know we have a beautifully diverse community. And even when we're looking at those umbrellas, right? The Korean community, the Black community, there's a whole lot underneath that you have to peel away, right? Doesn't mean it's the same for every single one of them. It's absolutely not, right? And so engaging in the spaces where people are, listening to people when they're in our spaces, and then defining what comes next, right? So we've got the STEAM machine, we have the pop-up library. Those are our 2 mobile units. We are where people are and where they want to be when they can't get to us.
That's beautiful. I mean, and I'm telling you, it's an inspiration. When I keep saying I opened that doggone magazine, I was just like, how did she do that before I did?
It's amazing HCLS team. And I truly say that, right? They're passionate people doing amazing things.
Who really want to make a difference.
Yes,
I love
kudos
that.
to the
I
whole
love
team.
that. So you're a librarian at heart. You started off in that, I'm guessing, as a librarian. And librarians can be quite traditional. So how are, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
shush in the library, be quiet, don't eat, and all those types of things. So are we reimagining, are we coming into a different space where people want libraries to be a bit more interactive? And I don't know, what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, I think that has been, like, again, when we say typifying things, I think that's a little bit, kind of that same thing as what you said. I think we're not only coming into it, I think we've been there. Like, we've been in these other spaces where, there's the traditional role or thought of what libraries are, but when you're actually in these spaces, there's something else. And we've been there for a while, literally like a decade or more, right? And when you think about education, when you think about libraries, they're ever evolving anyway, because they are geared, right? They exist to serve communities which are always ever evolving, right? And so in that way, when like the VHS came online, people were like, books are gonna go away. The people are gonna stop reading.
Burn the books.
Right? When the internet came, like, the books are gonna go away. And so, like, the books are not gonna go away. Like, there are lots of studies even now about Gen Xers, Gen Zers, and really their penchant for reading the physical book, right? It's not going to go away. However, there are also ways in which libraries engage communities and really serve as that place where you can bump into, I like to call it, interact with someone that you're usually not going to bump into on your regular path anywhere else in community, right? Because you're getting this intergenerational, right, pull. You're getting people from across, right? They might not live in your neighborhood, but they're here at the library, right? It's a place to meet up and learn more. So,
and it's a space. I know I'm a part of the Aspen Ascend Institute Fellowship Program, and I had the opportunity to meet Lauda, who is IMLS, and she did a presentation at the Aspen Ideas Festival, and she was talking about, and you know her, right?
Yes.
How libraries are like the cultural centerpieces of communities. And she said, you know how you have food deserts, in many communities you have these cultural deserts. And so libraries are starting to step up to do those things. And so I just really applaud you, because I see that in what you're doing with the library system.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There are ways to plug in, and it is our challenge to get the word out about all of those things that you see in Source, and even the things that don't make it into Source. There's only so many pages, right?
That you can get.
Of things, right? Everybody's not always thumbing through it online. So it's really our challenge and opportunity to make sure we're putting the information where people can get to it. But absolutely, I mean, there literally is something for everyone, and we're building even on that so that it is more diverse, right? It's actually as diverse as our community.
That's wonderful.
Our mission is high quality education for all, and we're really intentional about making sure that we're getting to the all part, right? So that when
Yep.
you're asking somebody, they really see themselves in that mission.
So that's the perfect segue to my next question, or just area of curiosity.
Sure.
Brave voices, brave choices.
Yes.
It is brave, number one, courageous rather, that the library system is taking this up. Tell us more
you.
about brave voices, brave choices, and why that's important for our community.
Yes, absolutely. So Brave Voices, Brave Choices, what is now labeled that, was this initiative that the library spearheaded really in response to community. Again, right after George Floyd's murder, there were, calls and conversations and emails to the library, really asking the library to kind of step up in the moment. And Howard Countyans will recall the library's Choose Civility initiative, which was a county-wide initiative on the principles of civility. And in that moment, it was hard to find civility because it really turned into an argument about what behavior was civil and who had the right to do what. And we decided that was not going to be the answer. Rather, it would behoove us to get to know each other better. It would behoove us to have a better understanding of our racialized history in this country. It would behoove us to share out the stories of our neighbors and what they are experiencing here locally. Like, let's focus on the local condition rather than argue about who's right and who's wrong. So this initiative really does no finger pointing, right? It's not about blame, it's about growth.
I love
right?
that.
And it is about understanding, and it's about community. So it is part racial equity training. It's part listening and sharing the stories of challenge and hope here in Howard County. And it is our recently released inequities report, right? When we had folks going through the training, the community said, well, the trainers, it's wonderful, but their data is from outside of Maryland. So how do we know that this is happening here? Is it happening here? And if so, to what degree? And so that was the response to the community in gathering that data and really beginning having conversations about the local conditions so that people can be actionable about shifting it.
And that data really was an eye-opener for Columbia, for Howard County, just about the things that we're still trying to work for. So that was really amazing. And I remember when I was writing my inauguration or installation address, rather, I said, I've got to get that report inside of there so that people can understand that the college
Thank you.
has to do something and play our part in helping with this. So one more question before we get to the Q&A portion.
Right.
So back to Women's History Month.
Yes.
So for any of the women who are watching today, and for men as well, right?
Sure, absolutely.
What advice do you have for our female students or males who are trying to support other women in their career path?
Yes. I would say be true to yourself. Whatever it is you're endeavoring to do doesn't have to exist right now or doesn't have to exist in the way that you might do it. And I think that's important to know. Like, you don't have to model yourself after what is existing. When you're setting goals for yourself, set them in accordance with what you want to see, right? With the impact you want to have, not in comparison to what somebody else is achieving or has done.
That's right.
Right? Then when you are assessing, right, you're able to see, did I have the impact I wanted to have, right? Not did it resonate the way so-and-so.
Right.
I think that is it. And then I also think, again, if you're walking in your area of passion, you are listening to whomever it is you're trying to lead, right? Because you're really not leading if you're not listening. Then you're going to get there. Everything else takes care of itself, right? If you're walking in your fullness, and you are listening to those you endeavor to lead, you're good.
And a follow-up to that, and when you experience adversity, what do you do? Because we all experience it in some kind of way. What do you do? How do you respond?
I think it is tapping into why I'm doing it in the first place, right? So when people ask me about my women champions, I often lift up Amelia Earhart, and people are like, oh, because she was, the first female aviator, and I'm like, yeah, but she was so much more. Like, you have to check her out. You have to check her out. So she has a quote that says, some of us have runways that are already built for us, right? And if you do, like, take off, right? Take off and fly, right? If you don't, like, it's yours to pick up a shovel and get busy building
Building
it
that
so that you
runway.
can take off, right? And so that those that follow can take off after you, right?
Wonderful.
That's what I would say, right? Adversity is going to come, right? Use all the tools. Remember why you're doing it in the first place, right?
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
I mean, honestly.
Was it
off.
Jay-Z said, get the
Shake
dirt
it
off
off.
your shoulders?
Just shake it off.
Shake it off. Do it.
Yeah.
Well, wonderful. Thank you for that. So
Thank
we've got a few
you.
minutes for Q&A. Do we have any questions out there in the audience?
Yes, we do. A user named Baller05 says, I just got accepted into the Freshman Focus program. And then says, should I pick general studies, STEM, or business?
I'm not going to answer that. I'm going to let you answer
Congrats,
it. Right?
Baller
Yes, right.
05. Let's
Congrats
start
on
with
that.
that.
Yes, Baller 05, Freshman
Congratulations.
Focus. Yes.
We're proud of you. I think that's the first thing.
Right?
I would say giving a little bit of time to find out about each of those, since it sounds like that's where your curiosities lie, and then determining what, again, walking in your fullness, Baller 05, which one is best suited to you.
And I just like the name of Baller 05.
Right?
So if you want to be a baller, shot caller. Okay, but yeah, right? You know that song?
Of course.
Getting money to flow. So if you want to do that, pick one of those areas that's going to make sure you stay
Yes.
that Baller 05.
That's right.
What other questions do we have?
Then we have from Zakia Reeves here at Howard Community College. Her
What's
name
up,
is
Zakia?
Her name is Zakia the Diva. On
The
Instagram.
Diva. What's up,
right.
Zakia? I know you.
She says, it is one thing to be a woman in a profession, but it is another to be a woman of color. What has been your greatest accomplishment and most difficult challenge?
Greatest accomplishment, I would say, is really not in the things like Brave Voices or in the capital projects or those types of things. It's really been in those impacts personally within people and communities, right? And I
Yes.
think that's one of the things that fuels me certainly every day, and I think fuels our team, is because we can see immediately the impact that we're having, right? That's what definitely the greatest achievement, those individual impacts within folks and community. Greatest challenge. Ooh, there's so many.
Leading while black.
Probably so.
Seriously. Like
Probably
leading
so.
while black.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
black and female.
Right. I would
I mean,
agree.
Yeah,
I
back
would
to
agree. And
what we
everything
said
that
earlier.
comes
everything
with
that comes with it.
And,
yeah.
and there's a lot.
We feel it every day.
There's a lot that comes with that. Yeah, that
But-
could be a whole 10 shows unpacking that, literally.
But you have to build your tribe.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When times get tough, you have a tribe
Yes.
that you
yes,
can depend on.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm
And
taking.
it's beautiful, but it's true. I
Yeah.
had used it as similar. I said, you've got to build your bench. But yes, it's very true. It's very, very true. Yeah.
And we had a pre-submitted question asking, Dr. Willis, do you know roughly how many single moms are students at HCC?
So roughly we've got about 27% of our student population who are student parents. The interesting challenge with this is most students don't like to identify themselves because there's still a stigma related to being a student parent. And I was a student parent at one point. And so it was like, oh, look at her, 19 on campus with this big old belly, as if I got self-insemination or something like that. I mean, there was somebody who had to make sure that I got that sperm and really had the baby. I mean, but I walked around with the scarlet letter. So what we're really trying to do, especially with our new, I don't know if you know, we just put in and shout out to Nana, what's it called?
Oh, your
A
family
study
center.
space. Yes, the family study
I saw
space.
that.
in
It's
the
very
library
impressive.
For
Thank you.
and I thought about it.
Normalizing. Love
Parenthood.
it. I love
Normalizing the fact
it.
that you got to bring your kid to class with you. So if you haven't seen the family study space in the library, shout out to
Beautiful.
Nana and everyone who put that together. Go by and see it because we need more of our student parents to feel
Yes,
comfortable right here at
absolutely.
this institution.
Absolutely.
Nice. And I guess a good follow-up question to that comes from Michelle Royal. She asks, are there any fully remote programs here at HCC?
Yes, we do. but I cannot think of them off the top of my head. So we've got her name. Make sure we follow up with her to get her that information. Now, we don't have nearly enough, as I would like to see, but we're working to build capacity in that area. So that's a really good question. But yes, we do. We have very few, but we're working to build that.
All right, so it's 3 o'clock. Time to wrap up.
Oh, goodness, yes, it's time to
Wow.
wrap up. Well,
Time flies when you're having a good
like
time.
we were just talking only 10 or 15
I
minutes, right? Are you
know.
sure it's 2:30? Well, I guess it is 3 o'clock. We started at 2:30. Well, look, again, Tonya,
Thank you.
I mean, from the bottom of my heart, you have been one of the women who I call part of my tribe. You know, we've gone to brunch a couple times. We can talk with each
Yes,
other.
yes.
And without me even saying it, like I said, my team said, what about Tonya Akins from the library? It's been an honor to have you on my show today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank
you're
you
amazing.
for connecting with and engaging this community and listening and shaping things. And that's what shows is that you are engaging and listening, right? And you mentioned the family center, when you mentioned, right, the pantry, just all the things. It matters. So thank you.
So
Honored
you're
to
a
be here.
trailblazer. We're going to make it happen.
Absolutely.
What they say, black girls rock. We rock. But anywho, we have to wrap it up. We had a lot of fun. Thank you for joining in for Conversations from the Couch. And we will see you in April. Stay tuned for who our next guest will be because we haven't identified them yet, but we'll have it out there soon. Thank y'all. See you later. And thank you so much, Tonya, for coming. And here is your mug.
I always rock a good mug.
Thank y'all. See you later. Have a happy weekend.